Okay, two things in the mail. Item number one is there. Item number 2, 3, and 4 is in here. And what do you think they are? Here and here. Which one do you want me to open first, here or here? This one? This is a folding meter made of brass, because you never know when you need to measure something that's a certain number of centimeters long. Okay, one. Three Parker 51s. Aerometric, one missing a clip. But I might be able to put a clip on that. $51. Put that in some water there. Another 51. Now this 51 is the quintessential 51. If there was a museum that had a 51 in it, this would be the 51 that I would vote for. It's aerometric, it's gray, it's brushed chrome. Everything about it screams the 1950s. And when you have a 51, I think that's what you want it to scream. You want it to say, I'm from the 50s. Not the ones that are from the 40s, because they were 10 years ahead of their time, you know, that's what their ads said. So let's go to when they were supposed to be from, the 50s. So these probably have not been used forever. This nib looks very pointed down. So I have a feeling that this one might need to be tweaked. The one thing about 51s that is a little annoying is when you haven't used them for a long while, it does take a long while for the ink to sort of clear out all of the other yucky ink that's dried up in the collector. It's so weird. It's really bent down, but it seems to be writing okay. Wow, nice one here too. I just, filled them with my dirty water that I've been soaking all my pens in. So, yay. It actually has kind of a slight flexible nib to it. So actually, I really like that. Now, one clip is shorter than the other. Oops, no, I haven't tried this one yet. This is a later 51 that was made in the later 60s. So they have a small band there. This might have been made when they were making the 61s. Another nice nib on this one. Are these interchangeable, these caps? This almost feels like a 61. It just feels a little thinner. Actually, really a nice nib. It's very wet, and it has a little bit of flexibility to it. So this is a keeper for me. I bought it to sell, but I'm keeping this one. Wow, that's really, really nice. So what's not nice about this one? No, this is nice too. But I can sell this one. And this one I can sell too if I can find a clip for it. Now I may need to straighten this nib. Again, the nib really is bent down like it had fallen. Except it writes okay. Just looks like it fell. And am I able to put a clip on this? Or should I just swap a cap out? What are your thoughts? I can unscrew this. I can do that, but I don't know if I can unscrew it. Where's my pliers? I can't see anything in my house. It's so dark. For fuck's sake. That's not working. Okay, that might help if I can move that up. Fuck, well, I just broke that. That I didn't want to do. I was trying to reach underneath that chassis. I mean, it looked like it was cracked in the first place, so I'm not bent out of shape about this. Come on. Yeah, this was badly. I mean, it wasn't. It was pre-damaged and pre-dinged and pre-donged. So, I mean, the cap I was sort of calling a loss to begin with, but I probably have a cap I can put on this. But I do think I want to try a different nib in that. See if I can take the shell off. Yeah, see that nib? I don't know if you can see, but the nib is really a downward bend in it. Let me just see if I can tweak that with my nib pliers here. Make that be straight across. I have many 51 nibs that I can use as a replacement on this as well. There, that's writing better. But I have to push it in a little bit further. I really like that black one though, that modern one. It's really, really nice. So now you see, I don't know if you can see, but the thing is screwed on, but it's a little bit misaligned. So I have to take this off and rotate the shell and nib a little bit this way. And then redo this. There. And how does this work? Is this working okay or not? Is it working? It might have been working better before I fixed it. I may try a different nib in it. It's writing fun. It's writing okay. It's just, you know, it made a bigger line before, but I think that was because it was bent down and it was misshapen. Hey, Friedrich. So I got 351s in the mail, 351 Aerometrics. This one had a broken cap, which I made even more broken. And this gray one, which is perfect. And this more modern one. So when did they make these? The one that sort of looked like a 61 with the thinner band. And this one has a really sweet, wet, almost flexible nib. And the longer clip. So did they make these sort of after the 61? Is that your thought? Anyway, this is a keeper. This will be a seller, I think, though I may change my mind. It's writing really, really nice as well. And this is, for me, this is the 51 that should be in the history books, the gray aerometric lustralloy cap. A Mark III, is that what? Well, they still, it still is a good, everything about the pen is as good as it was. Maybe the clutch is more like the 61 clutch than the 51 clutch. It seems like, you're connecting with the plastic, whereas on these it seems like you're connecting with the metal when you put it on. Both of these are nice. This is okay. I just have to find a cap for it. Somewhere a cap for me. Somewhere. Oh. See, these things. I don't know these things. These things are not in my memory banks. I don't know whether they ever were. I may try a different nib in here just for. Should I just try a different nib now? Do I know where my 51 nibs are? Do I have any idea about that? Here's a 51 special, so that should have a black thing, and now this is correct. So I did buy another pen I bought on eBay that will be coming in a few days. Was another 51 lot, and one of them, you probably saw it on eBay. There were 4 pens, I think. There was a 51, double jewel 51. That's supposed to be a double jewel 51. A regular 51. It's supposed to be a 51. Parker Duofold Junior's jackknifey pen that I think is in green, but it's hard to tell. And I think there's another pen in here. I think it's another sort of modern-ish, 51-ish looking off-brand, but let me look it up. And it's this one that's really fun, the double jewel. Okay, Pierre, what my eBay purchases. Okay, so I got 3 Parker. I paid that much for it? Fuck. Never mind. Okay, the pen this is the Parker look-alike one, and it's nothing, but it's this one here that I really like. And it's a double jewel demonstrator shell. So it's a clear shell, and it has the squiggly gold fill cap, and it has the blind cap at the bottom. And I don't know if it's first year. That would be nice if it was aluminum. And then another vacuumatic fill one here, and then this I think it's a green marbled dual-fold junior with NGG as a name engraved on it. So it was really this one pen I was looking for at. And what's really neat about it is it has it has the guy's name written on the cap and the barrel. So the cap has his name engraved in sort of a this isn't first year though, but it has his name engraved in script on the cap, and it's the same engraving in script on the barrel. Walter R. Schwinde, Schwinde. So I thought that was neat, and it was $300 for the lot. And I think this pen is worth $250 maybe. Wouldn't you think? With the clear demonstrator hood. It doesn't say demonstrator here though. But again, I really liked, you know me and names engraved on it. I really liked that. So I think that this is a keeper. This is a throwaway thing. This I can fix and sell. This I can fix and sell. But this is the keeper. But I'm very happy with this one. This third version one. Really nice wet nib. More like $550. Huh. Oh, yay me. I know that because it has a name engraved on it, on both the cap and the barrel, someone will probably think it's worth nothing because of that. But you and I we have taste where other people don't. And here's my folding brass meter that also came today. I like folding rulers. You never know when you need to measure something that's long. Thank God for our taste, our fine sophisticated taste. Okay, what happened to my red? Where did the red one go that I just had here? I put it here. Yes, I put it here. Yeah, I'll try to sell this at the pen show. I'm sure I can sell it. I'm sure I can sell this one if I decide to sell it. I may want to keep it. And this one I will keep. If I carry a dollar bill. Oh dear. Now, I had one of my fake postage stamps. I had a cylindrical shaped thing here and then a tape measure going around it like this. Mark, 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 mark. And the caption read, "Size queens prefer the metric system." Because it seems like it's more bigger. This has a slightly upturned Waverly-like snout. Yeah, it is. It writes. It's very wet. But it's also, it has that sort of clear difference between the upstroke and the downstroke. Is there a little chip out of the top of that thing? Where's my loop? Why can't I find anything in my house? Yeah, there's a little tiny chip out of the front of that thing. I hate when that happens. It's okay though. It probably writes better because of the little chip. Oh, how is it upside down? Well, it wouldn't be. It'll have one other note. It doesn't really. You can't press down with it being up. You got the one note there, and then you've got the sort of two notes this way. And again, that little chip out of the very tip of the shell is annoying. It's it's supposed to do that, and it sort of does that. So it's missing that, a little tiny bit of it, which makes it more flexible to a degree. Sometimes you have a 51 that mainly they happen only in 51 pens where they seem really stingy with the ink, and it's because the shell is holding the tines shut. And I just bent this up a little bit because it was really bent down. And it almost feels like that's happening, but I'm again drawing with very soggy red ink here. Should I try a different nib in it? What do you say? Let's try a different nib. Do I know where my other nibs are? See, there it is without the thing at all going. Keep moving here. Move. Okay, where are my 51s? Where are my 51 parts? No. No. Aha. Look at this. Let's try this one. For shits and giggles. Well, this doesn't want to write at all. Yeah, they're very particular, these 51s. Take that one out. Try this one. Come on, get in there. See, it doesn't want to write at all. I put the original one back. Just leave it the way you found it, Per Gustafson. The original one back. Come on, right. Damn you. Okay. Should I just bend it back the way it was? Maybe that's how it has to write. Bent down. Yeah. Oops. Okay, let's take that. That's the original one again. Let's try this one right here. Try this one. No, that's a 61. Try this one. Just dip it. Really, really fine. This is the kind that you would like, Mr. Am I going to have to keep this one too? I hate when I'm my best customer. Very, very fine. Let me put actual ink in it. Black ink. And of course, you put black ink in, you have to sort of let it sit and let all of the ink soak in. This is Black Ink is brought to you by Will Hodge. He's so tired of hearing me bitch and moan about my anemic red ink that he sent me 6 bottles of black. It still is really weird. Just, it's tight. Take this out. Here it is without a shell on it at all. Just beautiful, the line it makes. Fine and whisper fine. Is this burgundy or is this brown? Just going to put this one back. Just going to put it back the way it was. Maybe it just needed to be soaked in. Well, we'll see. We'll put the cap on the pen pier. Thank you. That's not the same color gray. Don't get us started on those color differences again. I don't mind, I do have a couple of 51s that I really, really like, and they had little tiny chips out of the very tip. And because of that, they're really wet. So I've kept them, or I might have sold them, and I'll say here's a little tiny chip, but you can go somewhere else and buy a different one if you want, or you can buy this one. And, but they're really, when you get one that just is wet and flexible, and to the degree that they can be flexible. This one has like enough iridium to put on 10 other pens. So the pen shows this weekend. I have 2 tables, and look how fine that is, mister. Sewing needle. I have 2 tables, but I can't do it in my traditional point format where I make a V shape. I don't really want to do that anyway, but my friend Ben will be sitting next to me, and I've got a 3-level, at least 3-level table. I'll be doing the Pierre Gustafson and Susan Worth method of display. So there'll be one table will be here, and one table will be here. And this table will be raised up to here, and then down to there, and down to here, and down to there. So when you're standing, if you're tall, you can, or this is where I'll be, and I'll give them pens to try out. And then if they want to continue writing, I'll have them, maybe if there's more comfortable for them to be down at this level, they can write there. And if they want to sit down and chat with Ben, I'll have a chair here, and they can sit and draw for the rest of their natural born days. But I also have framed artwork for sale and things, so they're going to be here too. That's my cunning plan. This is still stingy. Still, I have 3 other Burgundy 51, Aerometric 51, so I can swap things out and see if I can get the 3 nibs to write by switching them around. This just is stingy. And I don't have another Burgundy. Well, this is a broken Burgundy. Little chip out of the top. Let's just try that out. I think I tried this one already, but let me try it out again, just to see what it does. Works pretty sweet. Here, I can feel that it's like constricted. Let me see if I have other shells here. this burgundy or brown? It's burgundy. One more chance. Perfect. Oh my God, sweet, 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 sweet. Keeper, I think. It's just so amazing how they are so different. They're just all so very different. So I was having a rather heated discussion with someone on David Isaacson's page. Someone had wanted to know whether they should buy a modern, the brand new 51s, or get an old one. And they commented that the old ones were more expensive than the new ones, but were they worth it, or something like that. And I piped in that you can find a plain gray or black Aerometric 51 for less, half the price of the new 51 with a gold nib, a third of the price of a new 51. And I was saying how they are far and above better in terms of manufacturing and everything else. And this guy who was having the argument with me was trying to tell me that there's the modern manufacturing is better than the old. And everything that I was trying to say, he was telling me it was subjective, not objective. I'm being subjective. I'm letting my subjectivity get in the way. And we ended up being friends, but clearly he was wrong. Everyone else was saying too that they like the old one. And I think part of it, Head Parker called the new pen, the Parker piece of shit, or pick some other name other than a 51. But the fact that they were trying to essentially trying to fool people thinking they were buying something that was like this, when they were buying something that's really dumb. On so many levels, it's dumb. Anyway, we ended up having a little bit of an argument. But he also said that he is an engineer or manufacturer of things in the real world today. And so, he was coming from a particular point of view. So I can't blame him for his warped point of view. No, he had a bias. He clearly had a bias. He thought that the modern ones were the same. And I said, if you could build a 51 the same exact way, they had the same machines to mill the plastics and to make those little converters, I don't think they can make this today. They could, yes, they could make it, and it would cost $5,000 each. You know, and you know, the collector, I said, you know, there's problems with the 51. Let's say I don't mean to pick on Ms. Marilyn Darling, but I'll just pick on Ms. Marilyn Darling because we know and love her, and we know and love her desirousness to be very clean and tidy, where she takes apart every pen she has ink in and completely cleans it out. Well, you can't do that with a 51 very easily. Even if you could take it apart, cleaning all of the old ink out of the collector, you know, you might as well just give up before you start, you know. And so I said, you know, if you have a 51, just stick with black ink. Stick with whatever one color ink you want and just call it a day. And don't change inks, because it will take forever for it to shift to the new color. And you know, that's a deal breaker for some people. Some people want to be able to take their pen apart and clean it, and you know, I suppose the same thing could be said of a snorkel. There's lots of little dinky parts that you can never get your toothbrush in to clean that. God, this is nice, this nib. Really, really good, this one. I'm happy with all of these. I realize that this one, the part that I like the most, I had this cap, I had this shell, I had the nib already in my collection. So essentially the thing that's new to me as of today is the barrel without the nib and the shell and the cap. So, but this is really, really a nice pen. Yeah. So again, you know, the 51 is so perfect, such a perfect pen. I wish I liked them 10 years before I had the aha moment. I sold all sorts of brand new in the box ones to George Solustro at the Bromfield Pen Shop. Anytime I would get Aerometric 51s, I'd just wholesale them to him. Look, here's a nice dented one. I could put that on here. I could come up with a fun story about this. It saved my life. My 51 saved my life. So I presume that you will not be coming to the pen show, Friedrich. This was called the Mark III, you're saying? Or Mark V? What did you? Learn to love them sadly. The fact that sadly is at the end of your sentence makes me think sadly is modifying the word loved. Like you're sadly in love with them. So I think you should have said, sadly, I had to figure out what the Parker 51's mission for me was before I learned to love them. Okay, I'm covered in ink. I'm hot and sweaty. Too much information. I think Just Appleboom will be here at Boston. Maybe I can get him to come over here on Friday night to maybe visit in my studio. See if he wants to do that. Mick or Mike, MYK, and Scott came here last year, and we hung out and we had a really, really nice time. And they said that coming here, seeing my house and seeing the art I make and the debris field I have was really an important part of their visit to Boston. Sort of getting to know a little bit where people come from and what they're about by seeing how filthy their kitchen is and the books that are on the shelves and stuff like that. Yeah, Mick is great. He has really, really nice pens, and they're in beautiful condition, and they're appropriately priced to be as expensive as they are, because they're really, really, really great pens. They're a little more expensive than I need for a pen that I want to buy for myself these days. But you'd like this nib too, mister. It's a Feather Touch, needle nosy looking one. Yeah, life sucks for us these days. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Nice talking with you or talking at you. You be good. Bye-bye.